Yeah, I just think drab and cloudy days and stuff when I think of Notre Dame and Penn State.
It took me
and
the
Michigan.
longest.
That's what football was back in the day.
Well, but it's not exciting in terms of colors, though.
It took me the
I
longest
like
time.
the bright stuff.
Saw the Keller Green uniform jerseys. Those look good.
It took me the longest time
Gold?
to realize that was a throwback to the leather helmets on Michigan's helmet. I just thought, what kind of weird design is that?
Yeah. Well, it is unique. There's no question. Delaware does it.
The Blue Hens.
Yeah.
The Blue Hens.
Speaking of helmet, who else has a helmet that you really like a lot?
There's something about the Ohio State helmet when it has the Buckeye stickers covering the entire helmet.
I hate those.
See, and I like that.
That's what I always liked about LSU back in the day. Charles Alexander was the running back in the late 70s, early as I always remember. He had so many stickers. LSU running back had so many stickers on his helmet. I used to ask my dad, what does that mean? That means he's done a lot of good things.
Yeah, that's true. I remember the days of Georgia Tech when they were a power. They were at one time a power.
Right.
The yellow they used to have.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. And in the old days, way back before my time, there really was only one color of football pants. It was like tan or gold. That's all they made. They didn't make anything else.
When you talk about iconic helmets, though, as much as it pains me to say, there's nothing more recognizable than the Golden Dome. There's just nothing more recognizable. As boring as it is, and you're right, but they paint those helmets and polish those helmets every game.
And there's a guy who does it.
Yeah, guy that hand does every helmet, and they do it before every game.
And they sparkle.
I don't like Notre Dame, but that helmet is instantly, when you see that helmet on the field, it's instantly recognizable that the Fighting Irish are on the field.
And also the combinations. Like, I love Florida's blue and blue. Their uniforms. Yeah. I love when they wear their all blue. Now with so many different looks, everybody's got a black uniform, it seems like, except Florida. Remember, Georgia went to all black uniforms for one game after and beat Florida. Wearing the black, I believe, didn't they, that year?
Yeah.
So there's all these combinations that you get of colors, so it's hard to. And a team like Miami, if I asked Tom James what Miami's colors were, you wouldn't even know, would you?
Well, traditionally, it's been green and orange.
And gray.
And gray, okay.
Believe it or not, that's what it used to be. Now they sort of dropped the gray, and then they took over the orange for a long time. Florida got rid of the orange under the Spurrier. They didn't wear the orange jerseys
Well,
anymore.
just a little hint of it, but not much more than that.
They didn't wear the orange jerseys.
They wear the orange jerseys. Florida, and that was because I think Charlie Pell's era they had orange,
and
like Clemson.
And the thing about when I think your team, USC, while the uniforms are great that USC has, the pageantry and the things that I like about USC that reminds me of USC more is not the uniform. It's the throwback to the Roman centurions that the band wears.
The droning band that just keeps going every time.
And it just looks, it harkens back to the day of the Trojan Wars and everything, the way their dress is and everything. That's really cool.
Traveler the horse.
Yeah.
The song
Tommy
girls.
Trojan.
I mean, come on.
By the way, speaking of mascots, we haven't got time to get into them too deep here, but how about Mike the Tiger, who, by the way, is one of the most famous, someone said yesterday, maybe the most famous, I would question that, but certainly in the SEC, one of the most famous mascots, apparently ill, has cancer. They got 5 doctors for him, and Uga in Georgia, and there used to be the alligator used to come on the field.
Right.
I don't think they do that anymore up there with the alligator, but what's your favorite mascot real quick? Live mascot. You got one?
Yeah, Tommy Trojan. I mean, come on.
No,
come on.
Tommy
Trojan comes out with the sword and the horse.
Come on. Let's be honest.
How can you top that?
The best mascot, live mascot to me is the team's terrible, but to watch those guys try to make sure that buffalo in Colorado doesn't get away from it, it's running wild on the
Ralphie.
Just
Ralphie.
Just to see Ralphie the buffalo. Just to see Ralphie the buffalo, you run out on the football field.
Well, if you want to talk about that, how about Oklahoma's wagon?
The Sooner Schooner, right?
Whenever you see that game, I've seen a few Oklahoma-Colorado games, you got a couple of wild opening acts with Ralphie come on, and then the Sooner Schooner going on after that. So, all right, guys, good job. Hey, Dave Pinglore is coming up next. We're going to talk about all the changes in announcing and around college football, and also we'll talk about the new coach, Frank Vogel of the Orlando Magic. Stay tuned to the Voice of Ocala Buddy Sports page.
1370 AM, 96.3 FM, WOCA.
The Source.
Your quality of life is meant to be fully enjoyed each day. The doctors at Ayers Global understand that and strive to provide a quality of life for you that has no equal. Ayers Therapeutic Services combines naturopathic and family medicine to help all your health needs. Diabetic management, hypertension, pain management, and anti-aging are just a few of the services offered by the Ayers family. Call 352-512-0222 today, and Ayers Therapeutic Services will help you begin to understand that better health begins with you.
Need a car? Need financing? Need somebody to cut through the red tape and send you rolling down the highway? Prestige Auto Sales is the place to go. Got great credit and just prefer a quality pre-owned car at a fair price from somebody you can trust? Prestige Auto Sales is the place to go. Want to avoid high pressure to feel appreciated and be able to choose from a wide selection of AutoCheck and Carfax certified vehicles? Prestige Auto Sales is the place to go. Prestige Auto Sales in Ocala. Prestige. It's all there in our name. Hi, this is Buddy Martin. If you have an award or a trophy in your house, there's more than a good chance it came from BJ Trophies Gifts and Awards. At BJ Trophies, Floyd Hirschberger and his staff have a lot more than just trophies. Among the items they specialize in are donor recognition walls and trees, personalized or engraved gifts, cast bronze dedication plaques, wide format digital printing with posters, banners, and signs, and promotional products. Floyd is the official trophy and awards maker for the Voice of Ocala radio show and is North Central Florida's leader in custom recognition programs, corporate awards, industrial engraving, unique gifts, and advertising specialties. When Angie Lewis went shopping for something to award to the winners of her State Farm Good Neighbor Award, she shopped first at BJ Trophies Awards and Gifts. Check them out at 1735 Northeast Jacksonville Road on North Magnolia's Miracle Mile, or call them today at 352-732-2249. BJ Trophies Awards and Gifts. Trophies is just our middle name.
Fox News Radio, I'm Karen McHugh. The head of the IRS was a no-show at a congressional hearing today looking into the agency's treatment of conservative groups.
House Oversight Committee Chairman Jason Chaffetz accused IRS Commissioner John Koskinen of actively misleading Congress and failing to prevent evidence in the IRS targeting scandal from being destroyed.
Fox's John Decker. Donald Trump's self-funded presidential campaign's about to start raising money.
With all those big billionaires pouring money into super PACs, many of them now supporting Trump, they think they will have enough money to battle against Clinton. The polls suggest it's a dead heat.
Fox's Carl Cameron. Meanwhile, campaigning in California, Democrat Hillary Clinton proposes a tax on the wealthy.
I want a millionaire's tax on millionaires, because if you look at what's happened in the last years, the rich have not paid their fair share.
Clinton addressed a working families event in Commerce. Fox News, we report, you decide.
Colonel Sanders here to tell you that the two-piece KFC $5 fill-up is a real meal for just $5. And the chicken pot pie KFC $5 fill-up is a real meal for just $5. And the famous bowl KFC $5 fill-up is a real meal for just $5. And the chicken breast KFC $5 fill-up is a real meal for just $5. And the tenders KFC $5 fill-up is a real meal for just $5. And I can't believe you just listened to all that. KFC, Colonel quality, guaranteed.
Limited time offer at participating KFCs. Tax extra.
I love getting a bargain, but there are some things I'll spend the extra money on, like my bedding. I used to think, what does it matter? I'm sleeping. But once I tried theCompanyStore.com, I got it. See, they've been around for over 100 years, so they've perfected what it takes to make the finest quality bedding and home goods for the best price. They not only set the bar for comfort, they last.
Visit theCompanyStore.com and try any product risk-free. Enter the code VALUE and get 15% off plus free shipping. TheCompanyStore.com. We're all about comfort.
Here's what you may have missed on the John Tesh Radio Show.
Most planes get a set of freshly washed blankets and pillows for the first flight of the day. After that, they're folded up, they're reused. Babies consistently cried less when their father was close by compared to when dad was absent, and that response was observed even in the delivery room. Try to stick to your usual sleep and wake times as much as possible, even on the weekends. Your waistline and your heart are going to thank you.
Intelligence for your life on the John Tesh Radio Show. Don't miss this stuff.
Career Source Citrus Levy Marion brings together business and community partners, economic development leaders, and educational providers to connect employers with qualified, skilled talent and job seekers with employment and career development opportunities. Tune in the first and third Wednesday of each month at 9:30 a.m. to Career Source Citrus Levy Marion. and learn how they can help you.
Next time you're thinking about beating the train, think again. It takes a typical freight train traveling 50 miles an hour, 1.5 miles to stop. That's nearly 18 football fields. Don't try to beat the train. Florida's roads can be highways or dieways. The choice is yours. A message from Operation Lifesaver.
This message also brought to you by your friends here at WOCA News Talk 1370.
WOCA, Be sure to tune in to Ocala's longest-running morning radio talk show.
AM Ocala Live from 7 a.m. till noon weekdays.
Right here on WOCA The Source.
Visit the WOCA website at www.woca.com.
Tom. It's on. Can't hear.
Everything's on.
Can't hear it. Can't hear it. I think we're back now. All right, we're back. We never heard the music. That was the problem. It happens in radio. It happens in television sometimes. And let's go to the hotline right now and talk to our good buddy Dave Pingelor. We haven't had a chance to chat with this gentleman in a while. It's good to catch up with him. He's the Local 6 anchor, a man who made the game famous called Ping Pong of different kind. And Dave Pingelor joins the program. Buddy Martin along with Tom James. Hi, David.
Wow. It's been so long since I've been on the show. We're not Local 6 anymore. We're News 6.
Oh, I didn't even know that you weren't called. Well, how bad? My bad. Plus,
that's
everything.
All right. I mean, I thought you guys, just forgot about me here in Orlando, but that's okay.
Well, you know what? We did forget about you because you used to be Local 6. Now that you're News 6, we just totally blew it. We didn't know. Dave, it's good to hear from you. I'm sorry we didn't. We love having you on, and we want to try to do a better job of getting you. You're hard to get. We have to book you months in advance. And your price.
Oh, baloney.
We can't afford to have you more than, so often. Sometimes you don't have the budget for it, David, and you're an expensive guy. And it's great. I heard you had a good ping pong last night.
Yeah, with Frank Vogel. Yeah, last night the new Magic head coach was introduced yesterday, and had a little sit down with Frankie V, and it was a good time. It seems like a really good guy. A very successful coach with Indiana. He made the playoffs 5 out of the last 6 years he was there. So. But yeah, it was fun last night. He's a pretty funny guy.
We think it was a good hire, but the story in the Indianapolis Star talks about the fact that, when he was let go by Larry Bird, that there was one report that he had begged for his job, and Vogel, of course, said that wasn't the truth. But his quote was that Larry's going to speak his mind. A lot of people talked to me about it who didn't like that. It's probably an accurate perception to say I was begging to stay. I fully respect Larry in the process. He knew it was going to be an unpopular move, but he did what he had to do. So how would you characterize his departure from Indianapolis?
I think Larry Bird wanted a more up-tempo, new NBA offense. If you watch some of these playoff games in the last couple of years, the game has, gone to a three-point type of game, a lot of scoring. I mean, defense obviously is still a big part of the NBA, but, if you don't have shooters and scoring the ball from the three-point line, you're not going to win a lot of games. You can play all the defense you want, but they're just going to, these guys are so good at shooting now. It's just a different game. A Vogel type of system is a guy who's, he's going to get an 84, 82, 85, 82 type of game. And those, you're not going to win a lot of games like that. So Bird, Vogel's more about defensive-minded. Bird wanted a much more up-tempo style, so I think there was some differences there, and so he let him go.
Dave.
That's basically it. That's the story that I have heard and pretty much understand what the reason is.
Dave, Tom James here. Vogel says that he can win now, or he really feels like with this roster, it sounds like to me, with this roster, he feels like he can win now. Do you think that's true? Orlando also has at least in this day and age, sort of a reputation as sort of a tough place to attract free agents. Do you think this hire can change that in any way?
Well, I mean, can they win now? I mean, they won 10 more games than they did a year ago under Skiles, so they got the 35 wins. Like I spoke to Vogel yesterday, and I asked him about, like, what do you think you need to bring in to make this team better? He goes, well, we have to bring in some, tough guys. I need some tougher guys that can score the basketball. But he also said, teams do get better with maturity. So this group of guys that are there now, they're going to be a year older again. I know Skiles he didn't think very much of this team at all. He thought their IQ was pretty much zero, basketball IQ. So maybe a different coach perspective can make them a better basketball team. They do have a lot of cap space. They can bring in some free agents. Like you just mentioned, I think Orlando's a great destination, but the guys that want to come here, they want to be able to be on a team that can go kind of maybe win now. But so, are you going to attract Kevin Durant? No. What are you going to attract? An Al Horford maybe? I mean, so you can win now. What does winning now really mean? Playoffs? Yeah, they can probably get to the playoffs next year. But they're not going to win the whole thing unless you have LeBron James, Kevin Durant, Russell Westbrook, Steph Curry. If you don't have any of those guys, you ain't winning anything.
Yeah, well, until the next big name guy,
right? But that's years away, though. Like but like for right now, there's really no, who's that guy? I mean, they have the 11th pick, so they can't even get that guy. So now they have to basically build through free agency. I mean, they're just, look, at the end of the day, it's a business. They want to make money, these teams. They want to put the best product on the court as they can. And once they can figure that out and they put a team in the playoffs, look, if the Magic front office told you right now we'll take the playoffs and we'll get swept next year, they would have a Christmas party right now.
Yeah. Well, let me ask you.
In the first round. I mean, so that's winning.
Let me ask you this. You said that that Scott Skiles had virtually no confidence in the roster as it currently is with the Magic. Is the new face, a new guy, is he the guy that can win with these guys with just more belief in them than what Skiles had?
Well, that would be the unknown, though. I mean, he really believes. I mean, look, how many press conferences have you guys been around? You've been to a ton of them. It's coach speak. I mean, I sat there in the front row yesterday going, here we go again. I mean, I kind of get cynical about it because I've been doing this for over 20 years now, and I've been to a lot of these press conferences where they just say what they got to say. I mean, they're getting paid, and they're going to, drink the Kool-Aid, and they're going to say what they say. They're not going to. No one's really going to get up on the stage and go, God, these guys are terrible. I can't win with them. Right now. Behind closed doors, he may believe that, but he's not going to spew that out there. So Skiles basically said, I can't win with these guys. I quit. I'm out. I can't deal with this. No one's going to make a change here. This is more of a headache for me. I'm out of here. So Vogel gets on the stage and says everything that Skiles said a year ago. If I go play Skiles stuff from a year ago and play Frank Vogel's from yesterday, it's the same thing. He said the same thing.
It's a great point. It's a great point. Yeah, I agree with you. I think that's what coaches do. What's he going to say? They stink, but I'm taking the job anyway,
right,
of course.
But he's going to take the job. He's 42 years old. He just got fired. He needs to continue to work. He obviously enjoys being an NBA basketball coach, so it's like retread. So, like no one knows if they're really going to – what does winning mean? Again, first round of playoffs, I mean – again, you're getting paid, so you got to drink the Kool-Aid and spit the Kool-Aid. I just laugh because the same stuff that he was saying yesterday is what Skiles said a year ago. I should just drag that up and, like every other soundbite, put Skiles and then put Vogel. We're going to win. We got a good team. We got, so you really can't judge this for a year from now where they are.
Yeah.
You can't.
Well, yeah.
He could say all the right things, and he's going to. He's got to get paid. He's got to cash a check, and it's just like. Look, when this is all said and done, sports is entertainment. It's an entertaining business. It's big money. So, in the grand scheme of things, these guys get paid huge amounts of cash because there's big TV contracts, and it's just part of the game.
Well, you got spoiled by Stan Gundy. Let's face it. Let's be honest. He's your guy.
Well, I mean, Stan was
come on with you all the time.
But wait a minute. But Stan hit it right here at the right time. He had Dwight Howard in his peak. He had some guys getting hot during the playoffs, and he was a good basketball coach. Listen, Stan couldn't win with these hacks they got out there right now.
Yeah, smart. I want to get to another question.
I mean, Billy Donovan. Okay, Billy Donovan is a perfect example.
All right.
Okay,
I'm glad you brought
and
it
you
up.
always rate an NBA coach. Here's how you can see if a coach is a good coach. It's how they can draw probably 3 plays out of a timeout or at the end of a game. If they can really drop a good play. Other than that, if Billy Donovan was the Magic head coach last year with this team, they would still have 35 wins. You know what I'm saying? Like, is Billy Donovan a great NBA coach because he's now in the Western Conference Finals and trying to knock out these guys? I don't know if he's a great NBA coach, but he's a good coach. He can probably draw up some really good plays at the end of a game. But he's got Russell Westbrook, he's got Kevin Durant, he's got Serge Ibaka, he's got Steven Adams. I'm telling you, it's a players' league. It's like that in the NFL. I mean, if Bill Belichick had the worst quarterback in the league, he's not going to Super Bowls.
Yeah. Well, but tonight at 9 o'clock we'll find out how good a coach Billy Donovan is. Because if he wins,
I expect Steph Curry and Golden State to win. It's here in the NBA. I'll give you an example. Cleveland is not losing to Toronto. It's going to go 7 games. My prediction is when they go to Cleveland in the 7th game, they're going to win by 20-plus points. Because I've covered the NBA and been around playoffs. I'll never, Toronto wins a Game 7 to advance to the East Finals, right? They play on a Sunday. They party all night like rock stars. What happened in Game 1 2 days later? They travel, they go to Cleveland, they lose by 30, right? That game didn't matter. That game was meaningless. People were like, oh, this is going to be an easy series, right? But then they got their footing. Well, it's tough to win on the road. Yeah. Toronto's got some good players. I'm telling you right now, Cleveland will be in the finals. They will win a Game 7 at home. It's just how the league goes. So tonight, Golden State is playing desperate. They win.
All right, you heard it from Dave Pingalore, News 6. Dave Pingalore, I have some questions to ask you about these announcing shakeups in football. Were you surprised about, first of all, Mike Tirico going to NBC? He'll apparently host the Olympics and probably eventually succeed Al Michaels on their Football America. What's your thought about that move? And by the way, there's some other things happening in announcing as well.
I was not surprised at Tirico's move. That NBC job is much more prominent job than being Monday Night Football, because Sunday Night Football, I think, has taken over that. And Al Michaels is like 72, I think, this year. Mm-hmm. He's going to retire eventually. He's not going to do it until he's 85. So I think Tirico's been set up. He's got the Olympics. They got a lot of stuff at NBC. They got hockey on NBC Sports Network. They've got a lot of different things going on, and I think that he will just slide into the seat that Al Michaels vacates. And don't be surprised if Al Michaels says this is my last year doing Sunday Night Football.
And there's also some other changes in college football, interesting ones, I think. And Sean McDonough moving out to the NFL. And Brad Nessler, a guy I like a lot, by the way, going to CBS. Have you looked at all these changes, and what are your thoughts about the way they're shaking things up in the booth on?
Yeah, I didn't see the Nessler. So what is Nessler going to do? College basketball?
Well, hasn't been announced. No, he'll do college football.
Well, you know what? Okay, Brad Nessler. You know what? He's going to replace Vern. I bet.
Maybe he's very good. Yeah. He's very good.
Yeah, Nessler's very good. But you know what? Now that you just said that, I would imagine he's going to end up doing college football on Saturdays.
Yeah, and of course he will, no doubt. And of course they're making changes all the way around. Other changes in the booth. Look, the age of Costas and Michaels and all those those great announcers is moving on now, and the young guys are taking over. Who's your favorite television football announcer?
Oh man, television football announcer. I'm a big Gus Johnson fan.
Gus Johnson. Wow.
I mean, I really think that he brings a lot of passion to his announcing. Now, traditional people are like, he's a little over the top. I kind of like that. Other than that, I like Al Michaels a lot. I think Al Michaels is an entertaining guy to listen to. And his commentary when he does games. I think he's very good at doing football. I think Al Michaels, if I had to say one of my favorites to listen to, I would say it's him.
Well, you didn't mention Fowler and Herbstreit, curiously. What do you think of them?
Herb Street. I mean, he's more of an analyst. I mean, from an announcing standpoint, I like, play-by-play would be Al. From an analyst standpoint, I like Herb Street. I mean, I look at Chris. I mean, I still remember Chris Fowler when I was in high school. He was doing Scholastic Sports America on ESPN. It's funny. I don't know. A lot of people don't remember that, but I remember coming home and watching that back in the late '80s.
There you go.
But Fowler to me was always like a studio host. You know what I mean? Like, he's just kind of into the booth in the last 3 or 4 years. He's got more of a prominent role. I mean, he's dabbled in some Thursday night stuff, but he's in the last 10 years he's kind of come on like that. So I like Herb Street, but I think Gary Danielson is one of the best.
He's very
Gary
good.
Danielson, in my opinion, one of the best analysts out there.
He's very good. And by the way, final question. Don't you think in the days of radio, when they did college football with the passion the old announcers put in there, it was more fun and more distinct, and it doesn't matter as much on TV who the announcer is?
I agree with that. But it's still an important role on TV. But, yeah, there's no question about that.
Dave Pingalore, News 6, back on the show. I'll talk to you next week, buddy. Be ready. I'm going to be coming.
Good. I love to be on.
Love having you on, Dave. We'll be watching tonight. Thanks a lot. All right, we're way past the break. We'll take a break, come back. Tom James, I'll wrap it up right here on Buddy Sports Page, 1370 AM, 96.3 FM, WOCA.
The Source.
Hi, Matt Wilkerson here, your mobile Verizon rep. But not just here, I'll deliver the phone to you in your home. While I'm there, I'll only sell you what you need and I'll personalize it to you. Want to have me get you connected? Then call me at 352-528-0020. I even offer unlimited home phone service for just $20 per month. Just call me, your mobile Verizon rep, at 352-528-0020.
The Orlando Fringe returns its 25th anniversary festival, May 18th through the 30th, with nearly 1,000 performances from local, national, and international performing arts companies. There is truly something for everyone at the Orlando Fringe. For tickets and information, visit orlandofringe.org or call 407-648-0077. We hope to see you on the Fringe. Orlando Fringe, 25 years bold.
Hey Ocala, this is Kelly Hart, Executive Editor of Ocala Magazine. Did you know last year Ocala Magazine won more awards in excellence than any other publication in Florida? And this year, Ocala Magazine was named Best Consumer Magazine in the state. Now you can join me every Friday at 10 a.m. on Ocala Magazine Radio, where we bring the pages of Ocala Magazine to life, right here on The Source. Ocala Magazine thanks you for making us number one. And remember, there is only one Ocala Magazine.
Putting the local back into radio. 24 hours a day, 365 days a year. WOCA News. Variety. Information. Now. Keep your arms and legs on the inside at all times.
Final couple of minutes to go here on Buddy Sports Page. Thanks to Dave Pingalore. Good to hear the Pinkster. And Tom James sitting there, he had some comments he wanted to make, but he couldn't get a word in edgewise on the announcers. Tom, what's your assessment of the changes in the announced teams?
Good things have happened to two guys that I'm very fond of, actually, as play-by-play guys in the football realm. And for two different reasons. Brad Nessler, you talked about him going to CBS. Perhaps he takes over the chair long held by Vern Lundquist for the SEC games on CBS. That would be, to me, an absolutely great move.
I really like Brad Nessler. He's the most underrated announcer in sports and TV.
No question. I mean, Brad Nessler, to me, adds a bigger-than-life type flair, which I think a play-by-play guy should add. Okay, you got to make it feel important, even if it's not a great game. You got to make it feel like I can't turn this off and I can't miss it.
But does he replace Vern at CBS behest or when Vern Lundquist steps down?
I think probably both. I'll give Vern another year. It's my opinion.
Okay,
he'll be second tier until then, and I think Nessler is exceptional.
So do I.
And he also not just he's smart. He does his homework. He has great detailing. He has great timing. And he's got a good sense of humor. I think he's the most underrated announcer in all of television.
And I like Sean McDonough for a totally different reason.
I'm just sort of coming around to him now a little bit. It took me a long time.
Understated, clean, quiet,
little
but what a
sarcastic.
great voice. And he's not the kind of style that I do, but Sean McDonough is a guy that I certainly he gets a lot out of a little.
Tell you a great story about Sean. Why I know Sean McDonough and his play-by-play better than probably most people that have heard Sean McDonough. Up until last season, he was the regional announcer for the NFL on CBS that would do the AFC games that always involved the Falcons. So I would always,
you heard a lot of him.
I heard a lot of Sean
You
McDonough.
heard a lot of Sean McDonough. Now, I'll go back to the guys that I grew up on, Keith Jackson, Al Michaels, Dick Enberg.
Pretty good team right there. Pretty good team, man. But, as I was reading these stories today, I just realized, this generation has moved on. It's time for the young guys to step up. That's why
As it should be.
Fowler and Herbstreit are positioned. They've been there for a while. It's not my favorite play-by-play of announcing, but their knowledge of the game, their credibility is good. So, all right, I want to thank everybody real quick. I appreciate Dave Pingalore being on the show. Thanks to Laurie Martin Gregory. And, of course, Jake being indoctrinated over the board over. Good job. And Christine coming along right behind him. So good job by the Millennials. And, of course, always good to be with Tom James on our rectangular, square, round marble table. And
it's granite, by the way.
Is it?
It'll never be the same 2 weeks in a row.
It's going to change every week.
Forget it.
It's granite. The rock is granite.
Granite. It's granite.
It is granite.
Granite. It's granite.
I only tell you.
Buddy Martin. That was Tom Schmitz. I'm Buddy Martin. Have a great night, everybody.